Good morning, people. How you guys doing today? Hey, I want to talk to you today about the need to specialize. Now, I'm speaking right now specifically to my newer real estate agent buddies out there, or for that matter, anybody who's kind of starting out in an industry or something that they're doing. So here's the deal, and here's the scenario that I want to talk about specifically. When you're starting out new in anything, there is so much information that you feel like you need to know. It's like, like in this case, we're talking about being a real estate agent. If you're absolutely brand new, I'm sure you found a mentor or found somebody that you think you want to follow, and you're working to copy, or that's what I would do, copy their systems so that you can be just as successful as they are. And that's a wonderful thing to do. You should always find mentors to do that. But I think sometimes we get caught up in the process as opposed to, or learning about the process as opposed to actually doing the process. And one of the reasons we do that is because, let's be honest, when you're learning a new skill, there's a lot to learn. Period. For instance, if you're a real estate agent, let's say when I first started off being a real estate agent, I was a bit overwhelmed because there is essentially, let's make it easy for this example, there are two types of agents, right? You have your listing agents and you have your buying agents. Now, for our purposes and for this example, I'm going to leave it strictly to residential appraising, okay? I'm sorry, residential real estate registered to be in just a residential real estate agent. Okay. Now, like I said, if we just break it down to those two different areas, buying agent, selling agent. Well, I used to think that those skills were complete, that, it was the same thing. The same skills that you used as a real estate, as a listing agent, are the same skills that you needed as a buying agent. Well, yes and no. For the most part, when you are uh, a listing agent, you have to become very good at getting in front of people with houses, right? That they actually want to sell. Well, that requires a totally different marketing skill. It's a totally different set of marketing, period. Once you're inside the house, you have to be knowledgeable about a totally different set of, I don't know, interests to your particular potential customer. Well, that is very different than, grabbing a group of buyers who say that they're interested in buying a house, right? It's different stuff. Uh, it just is. When you're dealing with potential buyers, you got to figure out, okay, well, how much house can they buy? You have to become knowledgeable about that. You got to become knowledgeable about, okay, so what are the different uh, programs that are around that can help my buyers actually complete a transaction? You don't have to worry about that stuff when you're a listing agent. Why? Because when you're a listing agent, people are coming to you all theoretically already prepared to buy your property. They've already gone through those phases, hopefully, right? And if they haven't gone through those phases, to be honest with you, one of the easiest things that I used to do was immediately we'd whack them. So if the information that they provided wasn't sufficient, that's not a deal that I'm going to suggest to my particular sellers. Why? Because they're wasting our time, right? That's really what it came down to. So, but from a professional real estate agent perspective, again, those are two completely different sets of skills. They're on a continuum for certain, but you kind of have to master one before you can move on to the other. Doesn't really matter which you choose, but you just need to master one so you can focus on that. Start building some successes in that area, and then you can build off of that and you can learn from those other ones. So again, starting out, whatever it is you're doing, you need to pick maybe one thing and really master that one thing. Once you master that one thing, move on to the next. That way, you keep yourself from overwhelm. and you keep yourself from looking like from just having opinions for the sake of having opinions. I know in this area of social media, everybody has opinions, and they can do what I'm doing, right? Grab their phone and spew their opinions on anybody. Problem is, not everybody has. Just because you have an opinion, it doesn't mean that your opinion is grounded in fact, right? I know that sounds kind of harsh, but that's the truth, right? I mean, you can wish away Corona, for instance, as much as you want, but the evidence says that if you have it, you are in a world of hurt. Plain and simple. No matter what you want to keep wishing, that's just not the reality. You're going to need to get some medical attention to get past it. You can't just wish it away, even though that may be what you want it to do, right? I want you guys to focus on facts, focus on processes where you can be successful and grow from there, all right? Don't be like these other people out here, just wishy-washy, just masters of everything, but really don't know anything about anything. Don't be like that. So there you go. Good luck, specialize, and kick some butt. Alrighty, talk to you later.